Hey guys, BigBaron20 back again, and today we're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch Pro. Because if you have not heard the news yet, yesterday an article was released that gave some very detailed specifics of the Switch Pro. So detailed that when Nintendo was confronted with this information, they refused to comment on the situation. Usually Nintendo will say stuff like, oh yeah, that's not true, that's not happening, and stuff like that, but Nintendo does not want to comment. When Samsung was confronted with this information, they got scared and they didn't want to comment on the situation, which means this is probably legit, and it's coming from a very credible source. It's coming from Bloomberg. I'll have a link to the article if you guys want to read it for yourself in the description below. I highly recommend you do. And if you guys notice, I haven't really talked about the Switch Pro on my channel too much because it's been all rumor and speculation up until this point. But the fact that Nintendo refuses to comment on the situation and the fact that it's coming from Bloomberg, this is probably 100% real. I'm going to go on a limb to say it's going to happen this year for Christmas. That's right, this year, holiday, you're going to have the Switch Pro under your Christmas tree if you can find it, if the scalpers don't go crazy and start buying them all. Because like I said, this is going to be the must-have item this holiday season. Now let's talk about the specifics. It's going to have a 720 screen still in handheld mode. A lot of people are upset about this. Honestly, it makes sense to me because it would have been way too expensive if they went with a 1080 screen, but it's going to be 720 still in the palm of your hand. So if you're in handheld mode, still a 720 screen, but it is going to have a bigger display, and the touchscreen is going to be a full OLED Samsung bigger screen. So that's new. They did a partnership with Samsung, so that's cool that they're actually, working together. And the screen is going to still look pretty good. 720 is pretty much all you need in handheld. You don't need nothing better than that. And handheld mode is kind of something like you're in a pinch and you pick it up and play, or you're on the go or something like that. To fully enjoy your Switch, I still play it on my big screen TV. It's just better for me that way. So speaking on the TV, we get 4K. According to this article, we finally get 4K. The dock is going to output the 4K. Let me repeat. Let me say this one more time real slow so you guys can kind of understand where I'm going with this. Nintendo is giving us 4K. Nintendo, the company that, doesn't really care about graphics or how good their games look, is giving us 4K. The company that growing up as a kid, I always loved their games, but I always said, they're always behind the times. The technology isn't really there, and they don't really care about their graphics. They are now going to 4K. I can finally play a Mario game in 4K. Imagine going into a Zelda dungeon in 4K. I'm pretty excited about that. That's going to be pretty mind-blowing to think that we can finally play. I mean, it is 2021 after all, but it's finally nice to see Nintendo reach that point, because they've always kind of been behind the times when it comes to that. So it's going to be interesting to see that if this dock, if it's a different dock, is it going to be compatible with your old Switch? Can you take your old Switch and put it in that dock and get better resolution on your TV? Honestly, have no idea. I don't think we're going to know all those specifics until this actually gets announced by Nintendo and we actually get it in our hand and we can play it firsthand. So I want to know what you guys think about all this information. Are you upset that you can only still do 720 in the palm of your hand? Does it not really matter that much to you? Are you excited about 4K finally and the better processing power? Are you excited about that? Because I know I am. I wasn't too excited until I actually read the article for myself. And like I said, that article is in the description below. So leave a comment below, guys. Let me know what you guys think about all this information. And that's pretty much all for right now. And as always, there'll be more to come shortly. Thanks again, guys.